Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Tuesday, January 21st, 2025, our first school board meeting this year. This is the Seaford Board of Education meeting. My name is Kimberly Hopkins, board president, and I will be presiding. And I'm calling this meeting to order at 6 p.m. The next item on our agenda is approval of the agenda as presented, and I need a motion.
Make a motion to approve the agenda. Jeff, this a second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions or recusals? And that motion carried. Next item on our agenda is the pledge of allegiance and moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic that stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And please remain standing for a moment of silence. Please be seated. The next item on our agenda is approval of the minutes from our last school board meeting that was December 16th, 2024. And I would need a motion.
Terrence, I would move to accept the minutes as presented.
Jeff, this a second.
We have a motion in a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions or recusals? And that motion carries. Next item on our agenda is public participation, and we have one group form, and that is from Ms. Sarah Silva. Okay, we're just gonna have you stand and go over to the podium. That way everyone will be able to hear you.
You can walk.
Either come
Yeah,
on.
you can go around. Yeah, come around. Ms. Silva, the only things that we'll need you to do first before presenting to us is to give us your name, give us your address and the subject matter. And then we will have a timer set for 3 minutes for you to discuss with us what it is that's going on.
Good evening, Board President Hopkins, member of the board, and Dr. DiGirolamo and other attendees. My name is Sarah McQuaid Silva. I live at 202 Duke Drive, Seaford, with my husband, Jessel Silva, and the two daughters, Michaela and Elena. We're here tonight to put faces to our request that the board approve her re-enrollment to her home district from her current school. The Brian Allen Stevenson School of Excellence, otherwise known as BASE. We are acutely aware that we are not the first family to request this of the board. However, we will not give up hope that there's a possibility for Michaela to return to Seaford for the remainder of her 6th grade year. Michaela attended both Blades and Frederick Douglass from kindergarten to 5th grade as a member of the Spanish immersion program and was an exemplary student throughout her formative years. We believe that she will continue to be a responsible and productive student if given the chance to attend Seaford Middle School. For your reference, we have formally submitted the required release form from BASE along with a letter documenting the extenuating circumstances surrounding her past 5 months at the school. It is our understanding that BASE would not be permitted to release us from their school charter contract if so readily if good cause was not evidence as supported by the Department of Education. It is our desire that the board take into consideration what Michaela and many other students have endured this school year, and we appeal to the board that she is granted the opportunity for a comprehensive education that she has been missing this semester. We sincerely hope the board will allow her access to an equal, inclusive, and safe environment by following the district's stated principles of fairness and justice and permitting her return to the Seaford School District. We greatly appreciate the opportunity to be heard at this meeting, and we thank the board members and the superintendent for their time and consideration on this matter. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You want to walk around, you can. Next item on our agenda is reports and presentation, and we have a lot of athletes here with us tonight. And Dr. D.
We'll begin. So we're going to start with our all-conference volleyball. And our first athlete to recognize is Brianna Dory with an honorable mention. Is Brianna here? Correctly? It's not Brianna, is it?
Brianna.
Oh, it is, of course. I'm gonna get them all wrong, probably, but you'll forgive me, right?
Do you want to have, Vera,
Oh, I'll read it.
names.
You want me to do the names?
Yeah.
I think it
Okay.
might be easier than you trying to
Faster.
back and forth.
I'm off the hook.
And stuck me in that. I got a little wet.
Want to be volunteered?
Yeah. Bit volunteer for both stuff.
Here, you can hold the certificate.
Name that long.
Congratulations.
Awesome.
You see this in the other TV a little bit, sorry.
We need to turn the lights up.
No, we're good. Thank you.
Congratulations. We also have Fiona Knowles, second team all conference, and Jordan Evans, honorable mention. Come on up.
Are we doing it by sport or by athlete?
Let's do it by athlete.
Okay.
This is field hockey.
1, 2, 3.
Good job. Thank you. Congratulations. Nice work.
All
1, 2, 3.
We now have our all conference honorees for soccer. First team all conference, Francesco Colasuano. Did I say it right? Am I close?
Yeah.
Francesco. Come on down. First team all conference.
And Cody Henry's gonna do.
First grade is gonna be football. Okay.
Congratulations.
Awesome.
1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Good job.
Good job. Second team all conference, Ashley Fevrier. Ashley here? No? Nope. Second team all conference, Gabrielle Colasuano. Come on then.
One, 2, 3. Okay.
Yeah.
And honorable mention, Luke Metzner.
That's gonna be.
He's out. Okay. All conference cross country, honorable mention, Tyler Smoot. Tyler here, and Ingrid Suarez Ramirez.
And that's
Yeah, Don't give my hand. Perry's gonna do the football.
cool.
Are you back to list? Okay.
Turn someone.
Yep, started the first with first team all conference defensive end and second team all state defensive end, Brendan Woods.
Oh, yeah, let me hold these. Let me take that one. Good job. Nice work.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Next, with first team all conference linebacker, second team fullback, and first team all state linebacker, Noah Pekowitz. First team all conference defensive tackle, second team all state defensive tackle, Kate Andrews. Next is second team defensive back, Cynthia Harris. Honorable mention, wide receiver, Everburton.
Now comes kind of the fun part where we can. You don't want to stay here, but this part of the meeting. You go back and love having you here. Everyone thinks that. We would love to have you attend the business meeting. You don't need to.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
It's usually about a minute.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, 4 or 5. 4 or 5.
Whose baby is that?
Yes. Okay.
Oh.
Find a child and then take out. Pick her up. I will learn. For our public safety viewing, I hope you had a wonderful vacation and an extra bonus week. And telling people that I prefer when it snows a little bit starting on Sunday night, just to know that enough to know that you're gonna cancel school on Monday. And then by like 5 o'clock, it's melted and you go back to school. So that is a good snow day. We don't need 5 days off of school. It's fine. On your desk, or near your release, in honor of, school board, awareness, no, school board appreciation. I hope you like that jacket, and, Ms. Hopkins can model that, it even says, it's on the back, it's very nice,
Love it.
so. Thank you, for Mrs. Brent and the selection committee for taking those out, and we had, maybe a suggestion. Out there's a fundraiser.
Absolutely. I think so.
Provide some folks to some orders.
Absolutely.
That will.
I don't know, maybe we get them something else, we may need to be exclusive. Cause I know some few people already have them, cause I already solicited them on Friday, but why did I get the memo? And
Yeah.
we get something else.
Now, I love
They
it.
hold back.
I love it.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for your support.
Thank you.
It's just a token that you guys are amazing. Yes, we're gonna move on to work communication. So we'll call it, we have.
Nope.
Bring along and
Sure.
that's the next item on our agenda. We have to begin with this for, start dealing with school population.
Yes, Ms. Hawkins, so if you'll recall at the several board meeting, we brought the policy for service animal school, which is IMG, which is up for second reading. So anytime, this was a new policy, so anytime that we have second reading, we bring regulations with it. to adopt. So the policy committee team worked on these and, has the definitions and everything. The one thing I certainly want to point out here is that there is a difference between a service animal and an emotional support animal. And that is spelled out in the regulation, talking about that and what we have to do and what the expectations are for all service animals, making sure folks, if someone does have a service animal, but it's that the trainer, the handler's responsibility is to make sure that the animal is kept in all aspects of how you have to keep a dog in that way, and that the school district is responsible. So if somebody says, I need a service animal, but you're gonna have to be the one that takes them outside, it doesn't work that way either. It also talks about why an animal, service animal could be removed or excluded, and also talk about the liability that goes along with this. And as we talked about, I think we talked about here last month in regards to the policy why we're adopting this, we haven't necessarily had an issue or anything, but there are several districts that are adopting policies because they have had some I get issues, I guess the right word to use there in regards to service animals. So when you look in the national policy, IMG service animals schools there, and so we're adopting this in anticipation for anything that would come along. So these are the regulations that are presented, and along obviously these are to be voted on. These are what we're presenting in conjunction with the voting of IMG second reading later this afternoon.
Will this be what I would ask about the first sentence? The first sentence there where it says service animals, any dog. And as we looked up online and I know too, there are other service animals other than dogs. Do we want to limit ourselves by just saying dogs? I mean, even online it said small horses. You know, throughout the reading, it talks about service animals, but doesn't define whether it's a dog or sheep or a cat or whatever, you know. I just don't want it to limit and say that it's just dogs.
Or do we want
Or
to?
you want, that's your pleasure.
I just seen that, I thought that might be, somebody come up with something else. I know, if, like I said, I got a veteran guy and got a cat for, you know.
Is this the proposed policy from the
These are the proposed regulations.
OLS
From
regulations?
the second reading of
Yeah.
the policy. This is what we worked on as a committee.
And this comes in draft of the policy, like.
The next-
Good policy committee, yes. Remember with the regulation, this isn't necessarily, we bring the regulations for you. We can certainly adjust them, but regulations aren't voted on, they are, so this is something we want to look, we can certainly change it if that's thought. The public there. I think my opinion, if you like it, I think we have to be careful about what we do and don't allow. To your point, Mr. Rice, you know, someone said they had a sheep, and all of a sudden we got a sheep in the, or I got a service animal goat.
Yeah.
And.
Or a spider monkey.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
spider monkey. If I can allow that, but I do think we have, the majority of the service animals that we see or have questions about our dogs, we had a
Right.
staff member who was pre-COVID that had one at the high school.
Yeah.
And we never had any issues with it, and some of this stems from, it's more folks bringing service animals with them to events.
Yeah.
Is more where this stems from, but obviously we have to put regulation for everything, but it's more about having some regulations around events.
Allowed or taken care of anything besides. I mean.
Or in their box, I would change it. And the overs and. Yeah.
I think if somebody said, well, I have a mini horse,
Right.
I'd be concerned about putting down in our hallways.
In the hall.
Yeah.
So what I hear you saying is, if we were gonna put any limitations, this would be.
Yes,
And
look,
very
this,
careful Say that they.
Correct, and then this is the regulation, if we come back and have to change the regulation to suit something, that's certainly the purview. to do. This would give us a starting point, and then if we come up with somebody comes to us and says, I have a service, Spider Monkey, then we would have to maybe look at all the regulations, or not the policy, I'd say the regulation.
I'm with that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't wanna see it worse than how.
So people do that?
Yeah.
Mhm. So we leave it as this,
Yeah, I think we can
make adjustments as we need to.
because to the point where I would, you know, manage a coworker. Yeah. For the person will be responsible, you know, for the care of the safety. So, and to your point, I'm just kind of, I've seen dogs, you know, as well, and training, to be able to, you know, be around the public, so I've seen that, that also. But no, I don't, I mean, first, I don't know if you live there, I don't know, right, I mean.
So if you counting whatever people have, they have.
Yeah.
And if they're coming to an event, we have to have some kind of parameters in place.
Mhm. Every time.
You can't tell them,
Correct.
you can't have, you can't. do that.
We're exhausted, and look, I don't think speak out to other districts have policies, we look at them because it's
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we brought a chunk of this from Lake Forest policy, and it's all work is very similar because it was vetted by our same attorney and saves money. I would be honest here.
Mhm.
So I think my recommendation is, well, Mr. Spence, that we adopt this round, we see there's something comes up, we come back, we look at regulation.
I agree.
On. The back burner and stuff. I know, when we were talking about, having consideration, some people have allergies, but a whole bunch of other things that are in place. Trying to support one person, how do we support? I don't know, the whole conversation of that, right?
Like fear of animals is listed there.
Yeah.
And everything.
Yeah. Right. The next item is community use.
So if you like me to, talk, I can take 6.05 through 6.0, kind of all together, that work for you, because KF-R and DFC-R are the same. They're the same regulation and policy, they're just two different places made where they are. So really the change that came in here was since we're using weapon detection as now when you use the high school or the middle school, you have to use weapon detection. That's what we added into the regulation, but just saying that they are a part of that. So that's really the only change to KF-R and DFC-R is including weapons detection to be part of having to be used there.
Right, so for the line that's a parental of some facilities, you're mainly talking about middle and the high.
And walked out. It's not are the ones, and we would have to consider some of the soccer stadium, same type of thing. Any of those entities that the high school that we're using at this time, not just what it's based on there. And that has some because right now that why would we just put high school, middle school, walked out, soccer stadium in there? And then we decide 2 years from now that we're gonna use it for all of them, then we have to go back and change the ranks and put it for some, which allows us to have that flexibility. So that's KFR and DFCR in that essence. And then the same thing, KF-E2 and DSC-E2 are the exhibits with the prices. And so what we did was we added this line in here with the weapon detection system, and then added this down here as well. Basically, what it is you have to, if you're going to have, you have to have 2 people for a weapon detection system. They get $20 an hour, and there's a 3-hour minimum for them. So obviously it could be more, but it's 3-hour minimum for them to come out and do that. We have met with all couple of our longtime partners that use the middle school or high school and had this discussion with them. They were all very understanding, and understand why we have to do that, and we explained everything. The only one that I will tell you right now that it's a little bit tricky is Parks and Rec, because they set a budget for the year. So there's gonna be a little bit of flexibility with them till the end of this fiscal year, and then starting next fiscal year, we're a little more. The nice thing is the majority of the time they use the middle school, and we have the ability to block that middle school gym off from the rest of the building. We don't have the same ability at the high school with things, and so that way, when somebody does use that, we come in there, we can kind of do a sweep of stuff there. And what we're trying to look at the other things. So we're working with it. We had that conversation with the city, and they know moving forward next year, they gotta plan some.
Are you saying that anyone that uses our facilities, they have to look at us?
It's having an outside event.
Understood.
We're working with the groups. We had a training on Friday where we trained about 30 people district-wide that can do web detection, because one of our biggest fears is if somebody wants to have an event and we don't have workers. We train 30 people, and that does not include like our hospitals and our admin, at both those places with training on. So we have a pretty good product, plus so us in this room are trained on it as well. And we'll be able to start some posts, like for instance, the Steeper Concert Association has an event, they're gonna need 2 sets. They need one down at the comprehensive wing door, and they need one at the turnabout up here, so 44 people. So we're gonna see, obviously, we asked them all of their folks if this is coming. There were some questions regards to the wheelchairs, the pacemaker, who went all of that process. And the training actually went very well in that aspect. So the two just kind of talk about those things.
Explain the loophole that we were kind of trying to close there.
Sure. So when we went, of course, last year, remember, we did it about last month of the school year where we screened every student coming into the high school. We had the incident of student training. Which we then continued. We worked on a bunch of stuff this summer, and I think Mr. Zolko and all of us really we think, okay, we're pretty good, and we come in and hey, do you think about this? And we just kind of like, oh, I know, we didn't think about that, so we have to add something to it. We're having this conversation with high school. We knew this year we would be learning with it because we weren't gonna be able to think of everything. And really what this comes down to, someone, and you hate to think of it this way, but if someone's, we're having an outside event and the student knows about it and knows there's not a weapons detection there, they can possibly go in, hide something, come in the next day, get through the web detection clean, and then go get what they had hid. And so this kind of closes. We actually had some concern from the custodial union about outside facility union. We said, look, we hear you, we're working on it. It's not perfect. I'm not gonna say it's perfect now, but this helps close the loop. When we kind of went with it starting on January 1, we talked to all of our partners leading into it, to look for some events where we gave plenty of lead time up to it. And then originally everyone was supposed to be trained on the Thursday of the extended week of break, and so we moved it to Friday this week. So it kind of gets together, and I'm sure we still haven't thought of everything, but we're working on fixing those things as we can.
I think that's a good catch. A lot of times you don't realize those are blind spots until you talk it out or something happens. So,
Keep trying to like, oh, we didn't think about, oh, okay,
Yeah.
we gotta address that now.
And for the events, we set on the same thing we use for like the football games and the basketball games. It's not that the sensitivity is for the students getting screened through. Like the same thing was about, like, we had, what if somebody has like a pocket knife on their keychain? We said, oh, we would, what would they pick up? There's those types of things that are gonna come up that we're not, it's not the same levels of student screening through there, but obviously it's the same thing. It's all about safety and not, trying to prevent any sort of mass fatality.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think we're really proactive. Good job, getting
ahead of things. And that's where we like to stay. Okay, so thank you. All right, so we're going to move 7.01 to after executive session. All right, so the next item after that will be our field trips. And we have two that are coming up. We have our high school class. They're February 20th. They're going to the Gala Theater in Washington, DC. They're here from 7:15 to 3:30. And they're actually going to see a live Spanish production. And I think that's awesome. I love going to theater and seeing the show. So they'll have that opportunity. The next one is also the high school. They have NJROTC students on March 7th. Going to the battleship New Jersey, and that will be from 8 AM to 4:45. That will be in King, New Jersey. And this is the experience the firepower tour and specialized scavenger hunt on board the battleship. So that sounds like a lot of fun. I would like to check it.
I'll sign you up. Sure, they're always looking for people.
I think that would be fun. And so I'll need a motion to approve.
Dr. Benson, I make a motion to approve field trips under the agenda as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions or recusal? And that motion carries. That's all. Next item on our agenda, is the facilities request, and we don't have any. The next item are action items. The first one are 7.04 IMG Emergency School Policy. And I would need a motion to the second hearing.
Yes, I have second. Dr. Benson, I second.
We have a motion, have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. The next item on our agenda is our financial report.
All right.
Taxes.
At the month end, we are at 50% of the fiscal year, 6 months in. You'll see that we, the total of 45.80% expended, numbers total, and there was 50%. So we're right on track so far this year, where we're sitting. You will see that some of the call centers, again, I've spoken to this in the past, but I are still trending a little high. Continuously every month, circle back around with those call centers and make sure that they're aware of where they are. But what you'll see is due to recodes, I think last month you saw that the maintenance of the grounds has gone down substantially due to the recodes through the MCI process that we discussed. So that has been done. You'll see that Mr. Dole's budget is still, because of that grant match, final budget, I'll present that one-time increase. So we match that. But overall, again, it looks really good. We're just under right now 819,000, I think, encumbered with approximately 6 million expended. And please note again that the highlighted areas will be going away once we move to the new process. Any questions? Tax collection. Election was just shy of 200,000 in current years. So overall, that is almost 8.9 million total we have received year to date so far. So looking good for where we are so far this year. Remember that this is an all tax report, and we modified that. So I also wanted to just remind you again that we removed the anticipated 98%. So after this month, I'll probably stop giving you the reminder, but it's just a change. I just want to make sure, but on the record and y'all are aware of where we are. Also, I think that's it for taxes. Any questions? Set aside are maintained at 2.957639. After the final budget, We may want to move that, but what I wanted to do is wait for any of those discussions until after the financial position report is shown to you. So that you can see where we are and then in a future meeting as part of setting our final budget and everything. Monthly revenue, we are working on continuous improvement in this report, like we had said. Overall, the report itself is stable, but overall receipts today are almost 56.9 million, up almost $1.5 million over last month. So although we've got a majority of it, money's still coming in and continue to come in for a bit, but we are stable off on what we see. But also make sure you understand that a lot of these things that were budgeted and what's anticipated were based off of we haven't budgeted the way we are budgeting now in the past. So this is our first time through that sort of open budget. And so it's not only anticipated, but on the expenditure side, which is what's in here. Aside from that, one of the things I did want to call out to you as part of that whole budget is we did dig in this past month. We figured out all the 70,000 is budgeted. So that's the past month we figured out where the 70,000 was. What we thought was a holdup is actually something called our reimbursable accounts. So we have insurance claims, like we have these playground and other insurance processes. All those are unfunded things that we don't actually basically spend money on and then we receive back. Those actually throw in the all funds budget off just by a small amount. And what we'll probably do in the future, take those, distribute them back out to the call centers. So instead of having one account and everything comes in and throws off the entire bill and small amounts of people will manage the budgets. That way it'd be part of their own contingency events. Just be a different way make you aware of that because that would be one thing for them. A small generation. The irony of that is I took me a whole bunch of time, a whole bunch of reports, full non all funds report for you. I could within maybe 30 seconds to a minute have all funds report for you. That's today and that's tomorrow. It's going to be a much better process for this. Because of that, I wanted to hold off this month the all funds budget and the final budget because the next report will show you financial position. Although a little small, this gives you quite a bit of detail and it is quite a bit of information. But it actually shows you that we have been because of ESSER, I think we've showed you as we continuously went up in what appears to be actually. But what you also need to know is because of ESSER and a lot of other things like that we're having to spend money on. So think about a lot of the projects we've done and that came straight out of federal funds. We don't have that money now. So because of that, this was going up. But now we're in a situation where if you look at this year over year, last year, these are done, I think, about the year. So if you, each one of these year over year, you can see kind of how, and from this time last year to we're at 8.9 and we're at 9.5 right now. So in the past, we were growing up by a much greater amount. Factor in payroll, the amount of payroll will go up, which is probably around 300,000. But you see that difference of 600,000 gives us about 2 years. If everything else was the same, we start trending for negative side. So that's why when we start thinking expenditures on that, because we know that even if we keep all of our expenditures constant, go up a bit. We know payroll automatically going to go up during the way our rates. So I just want to make you kind of aware of where we are. I think you had asked the prior meeting where we'll be. I don't think we're anywhere near having yet still to go out and say referendum for current expense, but I want you to know we're getting to the point where we can start within a few years seeing a deficit that would then drive us to that next step as it continuously comes down. What I can tell you is from started until now, and ESSER started until now, it went from like 2.4 to 2.5 to 9.5. So in that 4 or 5 years, it went up, but in 4 or 5, 6, 7 years, you can see it also go down. Because of this, I wanted you to see where we are financially before we approve the final budget, which is file in the present index, so that you have this, and know where we truly are. Physically. Sitting,
Will you send that to us? Cause I don't have that.
Hold on. John.
I'm looking at it for that. No.
You have the summary page, you might have something that you think is a little bit bigger. This basically, this is the summary, takes all those together.
Don't have it.
I mean, I have it.
You have this one?
No, I have all of it. I'm just trying to-
We can make sure that you get that.
Mhm.
Any questions on any of this stuff?
Yeah.
I think the main thing to take from this, all those secrets in every big spot, there's a lot of expenditures, which is why I want to give you that all budget. So you can see everything, every penny where it's going, so that if we move.
It is an all the board, I can just send it to this email.
If you needed to, also, if you want to compare prior ones, as part of the work ops, every here at this time. And that's how you will basically trend back to the as well. But,
Yeah.
It's on there, it's a separate entry. That's all, it's on there. It's just under financial position report, it's not. That's. Thank you.
Any questions?
No, I appreciate, all the, talk about the SRO, so that we do in our minutes, so that people understand how we're getting this much work done. But nothing to understand that extra resource isn't here now. So depends, you can count from what we have in the district now going forward for the things that we need to get done. So I would you keep mentioning it so that people keep hearing it so that it doesn't get forgotten.
Yes. Well, one key consideration there too, understanding that we didn't do extra things. We got caught up on a lot of things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think our list is still pretty long, something we need to get them to do. So I think that's piece for the record, it's not to be understood. Because people see this as the discussion we have in the district and we're meeting, they don't actually see the additional detail that goes by that and all the factors in.
And they're appreciate, we talk about our buildings and the age and all that stuff.
Yes.
So that no one forgets. That we know, and what everyone else should remember.
Thank you.
All right, so the first item, we need to, vote on the financial report. That would be a motion.
Definitely gonna make a motion to approve the monthly financial reports as presented. Second.
Have a second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That motion carries. The next item on our agenda, we move on to the financial extension report. And I would need a motion.
There is that, to accept financial position report.
Second.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That motion carries. Next item is our long range agenda. We have a lot of great stuff going on in our district. Parents, please note that on January 23rd, there will be senior portrait retake and makeup day at the high school. So if you have pictures taken and you don't like them, or somehow you just were not available when they had them before, you will have another opportunity on January 23rd. Make note that January 24th is the second marking period. I know that Dr. Harrison sent out some messages to the high school. I'm sure other principals as well. So please, make sure we know that the end of the second market period is in January. On the 27th, will be closed for professional development, so students will not have school that day, but the teachers will. January 29th, please go out to see from McDonald, Elementary is having a McTeacher night fundraiser, and that will be from 5:30 to 7:30. So please don't be getting dinner plans, please give me your dinner plans. January 29th, 5:30 to 7:30, support please. January 31st, the school district alumni hall of fame, banquet is at 6 o'clock. There's been a lot of advertising on social media. Please get your tickets, Everyone in the public, I mean, you guys too, I mean, I want y'all to be there, but I mean, people that are listening. PBS celebration will be at Fred also on the 31st. The Seaford School District Hall of Fame inductees and recognition at halftime will be occurring during our double header, basketball game on February 3rd.
So it's not halftime, it's in between the two games.
Okay, so not at
Yeah,
halftime.
it's in between the two games, yes.
Got you.
Everybody's good on that.
We are looking for that. And so will that be at 12 or will the game start at 12?
The first game, the girl game is at 12, that is concluded. We'll have the recognition of the whole main class.
So it's probably around like 1.
All right, so friends, 12 o'clock, the game start, between the second game starting. We will have this, Hall of Fame inductee recognition, Dr. Wilson is probably around 1-ish, so we get there, 45. February 1st, absolutely. Then we have on February 2nd, we have the polar bear plunge. Dr. D was talking about how Seaford had participants, last year, so, you know, fellow colleagues, if you want to get on your.
I'm very proud of Mr. Zoll.
There?
Yeah.
There? How much did we raise last year?
I think we think so.
Nice.
Awesome.
And with Dr. Savage out there. Oh, no.
I'll be cheering on from the warm house.
Love the beach.
It's warm.
We have a blood day, February 3rd, at the high school, 8 to 1:30. Which is always great fetch, the students will get back that way. The 60 for, School District Hall of Fame, memorabilia exhibit will be at the Seaford Museum, that will be February 6th. Is there a time to that, or they can just,
1 to 4, hours, and it'll actually be, starting Sunday. The 2nd.
Okay, so we'll start on the 2nd, and the museum hours are 1 to 4, anyone that's listening in that needs the information. February 7th, you remember Douglas having a sneaker prom at 6 p.m. I'm sure that'd be cool. Cause it can't be just for the miscellaneous things. The 7th, with the honor roll breakfast, 8 to 9, 8 a.m. for the 9th and 10th graders, and then 9:15 for the 11th and 12th at the high school. School closed for parent teachers conferences, that will be February 10th. With these parents, guardians, contact the teacher if you can't come in person. So you can set up something to talk about how your scholar is doing. Family game night at 6 p.m. on February 13th. Then on the 14th, Valentine's Day, how we're going to support our scholars, we're going to have an achievement assembly at 8:30 a.m. for 4th grade, 10:30 for 5th graders, and 1 p.m. for 3rd graders. So that's at Fred Douglas. Second working period of board assembly to be determined for Blaine Elementary. So we don't have time for that, but the date is also on Valentine's Day. President's Day is the 17th. And then on the 18th, we'll be back here at the Chicago for a 6 p.m. Board meeting. Do you have anything else of that pretty much? Covers a little bit, but
Yeah, they just need to keep, the sports schedules, keep an eye on the sports schedule because some games were rearranged because of the snow days. Gotcha.
all right, next item on our agenda is head into the executive session for the public. So I just need to mention that during the executive session, personnel matters, matters.
Yep, is gonna make a motion to go into executive session.
All right, in a second, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? And that motion carries. And then 6:49 p.m.